Hello again, YouTube. It's me. So we are going to do another review. This is the Athearn Norfolk Southern SD40-2. I actually got this a long time ago, but I'm going to basically simulate the unboxing. So let's get started. Okay, so first off, it's DCC quick plug ready. I've got a DCC chip decoder in it, and we'll go into the details on that later. But yeah, so let's get started with the unboxing. So lift off the top like so, pull it out. You got all your details here. This is the decoder, which it comes separately. I basically bought it. It's a D13 SRJ decoder. It's a 9-pin DCC quick plug. And yeah, so this came with the DCC decoder, and then this is all the shipping information for that. You also get an exploded parts diagram and just a flyer. Yeah, nothing exciting, of course, besides the locomotive. But yeah, so let's move on to that. So, first of all, there are, in here, these are all detail parts that basically have to be attached later. Yeah, so that's where your detail parts are. Excuse the noise. Once again, slides off like that. Some boxes it's easier than others. And then you get this. So there's this. It's a flap. It opens up like that. And then you lift out the top like so. It's gonna... There's that block of foam. Okay, best place to pick it up is by a truck. Now be careful because there are details on it. Let's get this out of the way. Okay. So yeah, so here's the locomotive. Let's remove those. So there's one on the other side. Okay. Now, you may notice it's a little dusty. That's a fairly long story, but long story short, it was left out during a kitchen rebuild. So, and the walls got torn out. Okay, so that's basically the long version of the story. Sorry about that. But yeah, so moving on. It's a very nicely detailed locomotive. The only downside is, of course, no ditch lights. Yeah. I bought this on eBay. I don't think the AC unit is included on the actual thing. I bought this on eBay from like some mall road hobby store in like, I think it was Pennsylvania, I want to say. But yeah, on the deck, like on most other locomotives, it's not like that actual, what should I call it? Well, you know what I mean. It's not like, it's all smooth surface deck. It doesn't come with sunshades. I looked in the parts here. As far as I could tell, it doesn't come with those. And yes, I haven't attached them yet. But yeah, so overall, other than that, nice detail, very nice detail. The windows actually move. If I can just... I'm not sponsored by Citadel. Yeah, so they actually slide. And then you got the fans. They're nice silver, so they're nice and clear. Very easy to see, very neat. Horn detail right there. Caution. Got the antennas. I think I'm missing a railing on this side right here. I'll have to attach one myself then. Gotta get the camera to focus. But yeah, so then you got those MU hoses, I think they're called. Very nice. Now the couplers are plastic KD couplers, I think. But they are very nice. They're scale and very realistic. And on this one, if you like to use trip pins on this locomotive, if you like to use trip pins because they look like air brake hoses, you can basically remove the trip pin on this locomotive because you got the air brake hose right here. And sorry, my camera keeps getting out of focus because I don't know why. I gotta figure out how to get it to autofocus. Anyway, so the handrails are very nice, high detailed. They are fragile, of course, but they can be removed and replaced. Unlike Intermountain, my younger brother has a problem where basically his railing broke on his Intermountain locomotive SD40-2, and he hasn't. And since they aren't removable, you basically have to glue what's left of them of the railing together. With this, you can just buy them. With this, you can just buy new railings and remove what's left of the old one, and attach the new, and just clip the new one right on, and you're good to go. Very nice detail on the truck. Steps. Side of the tank there. You got the fuel stop, the fuel level, I think. And yeah. So that's pretty much it. Alright. Also, on this locomotive, I want to say dynamic brake housing pops right off, like so, and then you have the decoder right there. Now, when you get it, when you get the actual locomotive, it comes with I'm honestly not sure what it is, but basically you have to remove it from those plugs, and then you plug it, and then you plug in that. Also, if you look underneath, so that you don't short out anything, you're gonna want to put tape on the electric tape or something like that, or black tape, just anything that'll insulate the bottom side of it. That way you don't short out anything. It's very sick to do. Be very careful, by the way. A lot of wires in there. Also, there's another chip in there. I'm honestly not sure what the difference between that and the decoder is, besides one's the actual decoder. But I'll get into that I'll get into something about that in a minute. Alright, so one thing you have to know about these Athearn locomotives is in here there are wires that connect to the to this chip underneath the that you can see here in here. If I can just get it. See that green in there? Yeah, that's another chip that sits above the motor, and it runs basically the majority of the length of the locomotive from the cab to the back end. I'm not sure what it's for. I'm not an expert on that. I'm not an expert on anything. But all these wires, they're connected to it using. They're all connected to that chip using like plastic. How did the guy explain it? I want to say like connectors or something. But anyway, they aren't soldered onto the chip, onto the actual chip. So what you gotta do is you gotta basically pull this thing apart, and it'll tell you how to do that in the explode parts diagram. You gotta pull the entire body off, and then you gotta remove all the plastic connectors, and then solder the wires directly to the chip. Now you have to do that because I experienced this at a trade show just this past weekend. It was heating up a lot. It was the first time I did any major running of this engine, and it was heating up a lot. Like, the heat was literally coming through I could feel heat coming out through this, through the vents. Ironic, right? But yeah, and I could and it kind of radiated heat off the sides here. It was getting very, very warm. It was very concerning. I had one of the guys of the club that I was running with. I was running on their layout. I'm considering joining them. But I had one of their members. I asked one of their members if he could take a look at it for me, and he opened it up, and as soon as he pulled the top off, he said that as soon as he pulled the top off and moved this chip a bit, the wire that connects to the motor basically came right undone. So the connectors the plastic connectors are very weak. That wire was hanging on by a strand, he said, and so what he did was he basically removed and threw out the plastic, and then soldered the wire directly to the chip. And after that, it generated significantly less heat, but it did still generate some heat from all the rest of the connections, because there are a bunch of connections to that chip in there. Now and just a reminder, this is not the DCC chip. This chip underneath here. That's where you need to solder the wires directly to. Any wires that connect to that, you need to solder them directly to it. If you see any sort of plastic connections, let's see if I can see any in here. I don't think I can, but the wires that were basically, but yeah, so it gets very, very hot. I'm not sure what that would do to it. I doubt it's something like the locomotive would catch fire, but I don't know. I doubt that it's anything that extreme. But if you do, I mean, if you don't want this thing to like burn itself out or anything like that, you should definitely replace that. And if you know how to solder, you should definitely move all those plastic connectors and solder the wires directly to the chip. If you know how to solder. Only if you know how to solder, like electronics and stuff. Because you can screw it up. But which is why I'm going to have my dad do that, because I don't really know how to solder at all. And in case you haven't already figured out, a lot of the credit for all the stuff that I have and for why it all works so well is my dad. So, but yeah, so that's all you really need to know about that. Default address is 03, of course, so now we will move on to running. Okay, so straight out of the box, it runs nice and very well. It's DC when you get it first out of the box, but when you plug in that DCC decoder, it's DCC. So obviously, so yeah, it runs really nice. So yeah, let's turn on the power here. As you'll also probably notice, it does come equipped with sound. Yeah, so may as well start off by demonstrating some of the sound functions. Ignore any other background noises. Sorry, I just gotta get the loco number plugged in here. Okay. Alright, but yeah, so that was the bell on the horn you just heard. Nah, I'm just kidding. Alright, that's the my younger brother's Intermountain SD40-2 equipped with sound. Because it's my younger brother's, I might never do a video review on that. At least not without his approval, anyways. But I thought I might yank you and just joke around a bit, and kind of sorry about that. And just kind of give a reason to basically show you some of the sounds. But yeah, so on to the NS. All right, back to this engine. So yeah, straight out of the box, runs pretty good. So let's power it on here. Of course, it doesn't actually have sound. There's the headlight. It's actually showing up kind of a white on the on camera there, but it's more of an orangish color. It's not very bright. It is so it's definitely not an LED. But I personally think it's more realistic, because LEDs, from what I'm seeing, they're all like bright white. But when you look at the prototype, they aren't bright white. They are kind of a tinted white, like an orange, very, very light orange, which you might be able to make out the color for a little bit on camera there, but it looks a little darker on in real life in terms of shade, anyway. But anyway, so yeah, let's get on with operation, I guess. So again, it doesn't have any ditch lights. I don't know if you can hear it on camera, but it does make sort of a noise when you run it. I'm just going to be quiet for a minute so you can hear it. Notice there's also a rear headlight. To me, it sounds like a revving motor. What makes that noise, I honestly have no idea, but I kind of like it. Yeah, it's very strong. Or it's fairly strong anyway. It's definitely stronger out there. It can pull every freight car that I have on this layout up the basically along here, and since the layout isn't level, as you go in this direction, it goes down a bit. So, and it's kind of steep. So, but yeah, so this engine can actually pull every freight car that I have up the grade. That's what we'll call it. So yeah, it's pretty strong. So it is pretty strong. It does slow it down quite a bit, though. It is very steep. But yeah, it's also got some very nice control to it. See if I can get it down to like really slow. Oops. It does jerk a little, but it's not that terrible. Not bad at all, anyway. It's not bad at all, in fact. So yeah, so that's it. That's the running of it. In terms of weight, it's not the heaviest engine I have. The heaviest engine I have is actually a GP, which is right there, that Conrail. That's definitely the heaviest engine that I have. Even though I know it can pull every car that I have up the grade. I don't know for a fact, but I have no way of finding out because although those are just all the cars that I have opened up right now, I got a bunch more down underneath the layout here. Yeah. So anyway, but we do have one really heavy freight car, which is this guy over here. And it's a CSX track cleaning car. It's built by Walters. Yeah, it's very nice. It actually puts a lot of strain on this guy, especially going uphill. And he's one of the strongest engines I have. It's very old, actually. I'd do a video review on it if I knew what manufacturer it was built by. But sorry, it's kind of hard to know which direction you're facing, because I'm doing this using a iPod. So anyway, back to the video. But yeah, so I'll use that track cleaning car. Sorry, forgot how to talk. Track cleaning car to show you the strength of this engine. All right, now if I could, I would find out the actual weight of this track cleaning car for you, but let's just say it's really heavy. So I got a couple on there. And it's moving it. You can kind of see that there's a bit of a strain here. There's a bit of a strain here, I guess. But it definitely does a really good job of hauling it. Whoops. I almost forgot to mention, that is an 18-inch radius curve right here. So, right here. But yeah, I would recommend for curves, running this on curves, no tighter than 18-inch. It has to be more than 18-inch. I mean, running on 18 is really pushing it for this engine. The Intermountain is a different story. The Intermountain can't make it through this turn. I personally don't run it on this layout, at least not through the curves anyway. I just run it on the straight section of track you see here. I run it at the I plan to run it with the railroad club that I did the train show with this past weekend, but they don't have as tight curves on their setup. So, but yeah, that's the tolerance for you. But anyway, as you can see, now we will see how this thing pulls the car upgrade. And just a reminder, the GP can do it as well, but does have a bit of trouble. Slows down a little going through the curve there. Yeah, it does pretty good. Now, none of my switchers can pull this breaker. Only GPs and SDs. Those two little switchers over there, don't know how well you can see it. See them? 45 tonner in that Plymouth that you may or may not have seen me do a video review on. They can't pull that. They can't pull that freight car. Just way too heavy. Not even going downhill. So, but yeah, so that's the strength. So my personal thoughts on this engine. It's great. It's very reliable. Let's see. I think I need to clean the wheels because it was jerking a little bit, pulling up. It said there was like a smooth jerk, like slowly increasing speed, slowly decreasing speed. That's probably just because it's a little dirty. I mean, running at that club layout, there's plenty of dirt to go around on all the tracks, so it's probably the reason why I bought that track cleaning car there. So, but yeah, so other than that, I mean, depending on how much work you want to do, I mean, I do need to put in some ditch lights if I want this to seem fairly realistic. Sunshades. I mean, I've seen some SD40-2s without sunshades. On Norfolk Southern, anyway. But yeah, so I think that about ends this review of this locomotive. So yeah, just have a nice day.